Just gonna adjust these settings a little bit. So while this is loading, hopefully you guys can see that we are, I would say, in immediate 3-day balance right now, right? And that's what I was kind of showing today, the whole day. I think I was explaining that to you guys. So obviously we have a major access low, right, which you guys all spotted. And if you're fairly new to this, that would mean that there's, some, I would say, emotional buyers at this point, or if you want to call them, aggressive buying that's stopped in here. But this is mainly the gap up that came here. So I would just mark these single prints at 44.99 right here, right? And if they're able to fill that before, and then if we crack below this single print here, that's really where I would say the problems start for the participants on the bullish side, right? So if you're anticipating they're just gonna crack these ranges as you see them here. Let me see if I can make that. Yeah. So you see you had 1, 2, 3, 4. I counted this as a 5-day balance, and then on 6-day we cracked it. So now we're in a 3-day balance here, and obviously we have a major gap over it, right? And when you look at the volume itself, you'll notice that it pretty much died down, right? And it's not like it was ever up. It's just when you look at this right here, the volume is not great. When you look at 3 days here, and then if I turn on candles, you guys will see that it's not the best volume here. And what happens to be, if you look at this candle here, this is the only candle that checks out, the small candle and the small effort. That one's good. If you go on weekly, even though we have 1 day left, take a look at the weekly. So this is, definitely a bearish volume anomaly in terms of, I don't know, we talked about this one relatively. I don't think it checks out compared to the volume, but then you see, bigger volume than this one. I'm sorry, bigger body candle than this one, and the volume is a lot less. Therefore, showing right, there's not a lot of institutional buyers in this space right now. And as you guys know, you could just use these candles, the wick to the body, and you can find previous single prints and where they're sitting. And this would be the first retest of that. So if you're not able to crack, I would say the August POC, if you guys are not aware, I'll bring it up here. If you're not able to crack that here by end, and if we break this balance lower, you can expect to see some major, hits to the downside. So here's, if I was to draw the POC, it's kind of pointing to 43.83. That's the cumulative POC of this run up, and that would be a good level, to play a bounce. So if we do sell off by some chance, let's say tomorrow or whenever, you can watch this level here to be a decent level for a bounce. And typically what they do is same thing they did on the bottom when we were at 41.40. It's not like, remember, they don't care about if it hits the level perfectly, and they don't go on Twitter and post it. They just go and buy it, and they accumulate in that zone. And then what you get is a result of 41.40 is what you get right now. And that's been like, what, 400 points up. So 3-year POC yielded 400 points. And now you're hitting this, I would say, major resistance here right now, and that's also 45.25. We really need to, knock this level out. And I would say if we are able to auction higher than the 45.25 here shortly, there's no reason why they won't be going towards this 4633, and then ultimately the next, I would say the all-time highs here sitting at 4806. Okay, just to give you a perspective where we are on monthlies, right? Let me do this. So just to kind of give you a clue where we are. So this is your August, and this is your August value area high right here, 44. So, it's a big level. And this POC, remember we drew this POC here last time when we were doing the watch list. Let me do it again real quick. So you're sitting again somewhere around here, 45.16. It's a huge level at the moment, right? I would want to see us crack over this August value area high. if you want to proceed higher. And then if you guys look closer here, September value area high is sitting not too far from here. And I'll just enable value area highs real quick.
Does it matter if it's RTH or ETH?
Should matter, yeah. But on a monthly, I don't think the level is gonna change much. Let's see. It didn't shift too much. So on September it's 45.66. So and I marked these levels for you guys today in the Shorty's corner. So this is your September value area high, and right below that I believe was 44 or something like that. We have yep, 45. This is your August value area high. So we're expecting to see a lot of, long time frame sellers, because right now, when you think about this, right? So first, here we had June value area low, which was our like 4 months bracket, right? And I want to give you guys a picture how to think about this. So if you think about here, this is our bracket that we are in right now. Everybody agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah, June low, and I would say this is your July high, and we're just trading in between. We can have we can have, bullish trends inside larger brackets like this one, and that's exactly what's happening. So here you see that we broke below this bracket, and what happened? I would say that is it initiative buyers or responsible buyers that came in here?
Responsible.
Yeah, that's responsible buyers that brought it back in. Initiative sellers tried to dip it below, or maybe this was, something that if you haven't read any Wyckoff stuff, this is called the spring. You trade inside, you drop below, and then, the idea is that you're going to make higher highs and get out of this zone right here. So that's what you're watching. If we're able to crack through this zone right now, let's say we break 46.33, I would not even consider shorting at all any of this, because the frenzy that would come out of this would be pretty wild, because everybody's going to think that they're late, that they missed the train, and then emotionally start buying. And of course, if these guys bought 4,100, they're going to sell it to you at 4,800, right? That's just 700 points for them. And then they repeat the cycle, right? So I would definitely watch these two levels here. I would not personally, I'm not interested in initiating any longs in this area. And does everybody understand why?
Not enough meat on the bone. Plus, you could hit that POC and dump.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just don't want to be the one that gets filled here in this area. And then, I mean, you get a massive candle down. So right now, typically what you're looking for is you're not looking for this to go all the way to value area low. We're looking to see if this June to this POC is going to be playing a role, and that's at 4,400. And I would say that's a pretty good target to have from 45. It's about 150 points. That's just a good trend date nowadays. They can send that right here lower, right? And when you think about it, right, I took this whole run up here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just delete this, hide this for a moment. You guys see the run up, and this is not too far off, right? About 22 points. So ideally, what they could do here is they come here, small bounce, come here, and then they could do something like that and retest this. Another possibility is that if they come here under, right, you're looking for a short and you're looking for the first sig on the bottom, wherever that is, somewhere around here, 43.24, so about 76 points below. Okay. So that's longer picture. Is anyone confused? I do not initiate longs here. You guys are more than welcome to, if your model agrees with you, or whatever your strategy is, if that it tells you initiate longs here, by all means, you go in and buy all you want. I am not interested in buying here at all. Right? I'll let others do the buying here and let them explore this bracket, but not my cup of tea here to buy. And you guys know that I rarely ever will buy at top of the SIGs. We had something in March similar like this, and I was not interested. And this happens to be also first SIG sitting right here at 45.50. So just be careful here. All I'm going to say is be careful. This is the time whenever you reach the top 2 sigma, 3 sigma, what happens to the news? Some of you guys have seen it work every time.
Very bullish.
At the top, you usually will not get bullish news. I'm expecting to hear some more talk probably about embargo on oil this weekend. That's at least what I would expect. If Israel keeps pressing, I think there's going to be an embargo on oil, and I think that could shake up some of the things in the market. I think starts with that. So that's where my head is, and I'm expecting to see some bad news. And I don't know when the bad news become bad news, whether it's 10-year bonds or 5 years, 2 years, whatever that is. I'm expecting to see some stuff here. Okay. So long term, make sure that you're aware of the first sig. I would say make sure you're aware of this cumulative POC here. And this is a major POC, guys. And I don't know how long you guys have been trading. To give you a perspective that the market, when people say market can't consolidate for a long period like this, let me just give you guys an idea, right? The market can't consolidate for a very long period of time. Did anyone trade maybe during these times? Maybe not, but this is about, this was 96 to 2014. Do you see any breakouts here? None.
Not at all.
This is just a bracket, guys. You have a trend inside the bracket, and then within the bracket itself, I'm just going to try to move this little box. Within this little, trend here, you also have consolidations. Market never will go zigzag like this, right? Each one of these offers some kind of imbalance to balance, and then you're looking to see, okay, I hate this thing officially. You're looking to see if they're giving you acceptance and retests of those levels and what happens, right? But market's not just gonna, balloon like it did here, right? And it could be, right, that this long consolidation we had from 96, 97, mid 96 to 2014, what we got here is what? Could this be the imbalance from this move? Yeah, of course. I mean, it took almost 18 years to consolidate. I mean, this could be the result of it, right? Where it cracks from here to here, and it took what? From 13 to 23, 10 years to play out to the highs, and now you're getting another one. But this is highly possible, and people just believe that the market is just constantly going to break, right? At some point, a lot of dynamics, I would say, changed between this period and this period. We got a lot of traders in terms of retail, a lot of speculators that came into the market and can change things. And then you have the, some SPX options that can also push the market. So it changed, but the concept doesn't change in the market ever, in my opinion.
How did the Fed prime compare in that situation? Because I know that they dropped it down. Did that coincide with the run up too?
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about during that
The
period?
the multi-year time frame there.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, when did the Fed actually cut the rates down to like 3, the prime being like 3 or 4?
I think it started going somewhere around here, but we can check. I know the big problem here was not on SPX, on ES. On SPX,
first we had, that first bubble was the .com bubble, and then we had the 2008 bubble.
That's correct. So
right?
I mean, this is your mortgage, right? The subprimes or whatever you want to call it here. Then you have the 2000, right? This is where it popped. So both of those were driven by one economical event, right? This was the mortgages and packaging of those, and then here is the 2000. I think the bigger issue for the rates was around here. Not there, somewhere in here. 1987 was the big.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was the wildest. I mean,
73 was pretty bad too.
Yeah, 73 was driven by something else.
Oil.
Yeah, that was an oil embargo about Saudi Arabia, if you remember. That was right here. I think it was March, right here.
I was a little kid. I remember sitting in line for gas.
Yeah, so this was oil embargo right here that happened, and then you have, some events that happen here. But here you have the .com, you have 2008, obviously most of you guys were alive. And then of course, you know about the rest. But in terms of Fed, I think they were more conservative than they were recently. And I think they're more aggressive, like what was it, Walker? In 1987, I mean, you're up at about 16%.
Yep.
So I mean, he wasn't shy away to put, because the politics didn't interfere with monetary policy. I think politics interfere now with monetary policy a lot, and I don't think that's an opinion. I just think it's a fact. I mean, you have presidents making decisions on monetary policy and what it should be, without economical advisors. That's just bananas. To me, it doesn't make sense. But who am I, right? Nobody really cares. Okay. So I would definitely watch this long term. Not interested in long. Ideally, what I want to see is this, right? This would be my preferred method to short it. We want these people to go higher. After hours today, there was about 16,000 contracts traded at bid. So, and even Gift Trader, he posted his chart. It's pretty aggressive, guys. I mean, that's a substantial amount of money to be offloaded. I mean, who the hell sits till 15 minutes till close and offloads 16,000 contracts? I mean, it
But
takes
then,
some.
if the price doesn't move, if the price doesn't move, does that mean someone is absorbing it as well?
Let me ask you this, then why didn't you sell it during the day?
I don't know if commodities do this or not. I was told on TD Ameritrade that sometimes these larger external, or you have an external trading thing reporting their data late, so it shows a price.
Well, you have different brokers, but this was,
Yeah.
I don't think this was the result of that. Because
Yeah.
every broker that you have, I mean, Ninja Trader was Sierra Charts, and you have Toss as well. All of them were able to catch it, right? So I don't think it's a misprint, and we are not in a month end. I think the VIX expiration was is it yesterday, right?
So maybe it was somebody who picked it up at 3,600 and finally, as a hedge, got out because there's only 5% more gain until we get to all-time highs or less.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't see it otherwise. Otherwise, I would see some more delta that's positive, right? And you know, it would flip. So tomorrow, I would definitely watch. I think it was 45.29.5, but I'll find the exact level. Just mark 45.28 to 45.31 as a zone, and you'll see how they react to it. Okay.
28.75.
Say it again.
28.75.
28.75.
That's the level that they sold.
28.75. I'm like, oh man, that's just way below the price of 4500. I was like, wow, that's crazy, man. They either got a lot of cash or they made a boo-boo. Okay, let me just stop this real thing here, and then we'll proceed. So does everybody understand the long term? What am I looking for, and why am I not initiating longs here? I do not ever want to be the first guy initiating price discovery into any of these big levels, right? I'd rather let them go, right? Not play as aggressive, right? Let them auction here, let them come back, and if they give you a decent retest, then you can target the next levels. Right now, we haven't broken the level, and we need to see volume. When they come back, we'll go long. But for now, they can go without me. For all I care, they can explode. They can go to all-time highs now. I'm not gonna buy here. Okay. All right, on 30 minutes, let's just look up the SVPs. Okay, so I would say this is as clean as it gets when you want to see the volume, right? First, you have the ranges overlapping, and then I don't know, was it Thursday or Wednesday? Did anyone remember what I said in the chat about value areas from this date to this date? Does anyone recall?
The overlapping?
Yeah, all I wanted to see is the value area low drops inside of the prior day. Well, we got that, and now you got value area low and high shifting even lower, and now you have the POCs, right? They're shifting, and it's not a bad shift. I mean, you started here, and now you're making lower lows on your POC, and you're shifting, right? So I'll be interested now to see what do we do when we arrive, let's say at this POC. I'm sorry, at this value area high, which did you say 28.75? Because if
Yeah,
you
he
did,
did.
Yes.
that happens to be a pretty decent level here, right? In terms of value area highs, that's also Wednesday's value area high. So I would definitely mark that on your chart. And there's something I'm going to show you guys. Most of you guys will know it, but newer members will not know. What date was Wednesday? 15th?
Yeah. 15th.
Shorty, did you say marked Wednesday's value area high?
Yeah, I just marked that one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to add a little zone here for myself because that's TPO value area high as well. When you look at this range that we're in, I would say 3-day balance, right? When you draw your FVP here, what is it that you're paying attention to?
The point of control.
Point of control.
POC,
Very good. What else?
The sigma 1 and 2.
it's a P shape.
Okay.
I mean, the sig on basically value high and low of it.
Okay, fair. What else? We're gonna hit every one of them so everybody's on board.
Okay. Volume knob,
Say it again.
like high volume knob, low volume knob.
Okay. Very good. What else?
High volume nodes.
Very good. And then of course the
That's what
shape.
he just said.
Okay. So if you guys look here, I'm just gonna disable this. Disable this. So you guys nailed a handful of those. And I'll just put some notes down. So you guys can, if you need to take screenshots or whatever. So pay attention HVN, LVN, shape. I would say
POC.
CPOC is big.
Skinny bellies.
SIGs, right? 1, 2, 3. Is there anyone on the call that doesn't know what a SIG is or standard deviation?
Just see your pin tweet.
Say it again.
Just see your pin Twitter. The one you pinned on your Twitter.
Oh yes,
You-
I do have a pin
yeah.
on the Twitter. Correct. Yes, it's basically your bell curve. It's where 68% of the volume occurred. All we care about on volume is how was it distributed? Where was the volume? At what level was the distribution? Right. So you have major volume here, right? It's kind of looking like, when you think about it, almost like it looks like a D shape, but then it has like a little, two distributions happening, right? So it's almost like a double distribution that we have here. It's almost guaranteed that if you lose 15, that you're going to hit this. And it's pretty tight when you think about the volume. If the volume is tight and the value area is tight, what does that tell you in terms of participants?
They're happy trading where they're at.
Short-term traders.
Short-term traders.
Short-term
value
traders.
Short-term
Is
trading.
Is the auction healthy or not healthy?
Healthy and a balance.
Anyone
Balance.
else?
Yeah.
When you have a value area that's super tight, that's not a healthy auction, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have a wide variety of traders. When you have short-term traders, they care more about, liquidity and getting the right price on the
Yeah.
trade. When you
Yeah,
have
value.
a spread, then you're gonna have more participants. Because think about yourself. I would say 15 years ago, how many phone providers did you guys have? Cell phone.
None.
2.
Really?
Well, like
Was-
Motorola and
Yeah,
Sprint
was-
or AT&T.
There was Motorola, there was Sprint,
Oh, yeah.
T-Mobile was there,
And
Verizon was there.
Nokia, isn't it?
No.
I don't know if they had
T-Mobile,
a service.
Okay, so more than 2.
Okay, how many do you have now?
Oh, geez.
Just Apple and everything else.
Well, phone providers. I'm talking about service providers.
T-Mobile. You got
Oh,
T-Mobile. You got.
2 or
Oh my
3.
God.
That's it.
like 3.
Verizon.
Probably.
So you only have,
Verizon, AT&T.
you have AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile.
Yeah.
All the other ones that you hear, they're running through their bandwidths. They're running through their signals towers. So it might seem like it's not monopoly, but these people pay these guys fees, right? And
Yeah.
for usage. So
Yeah.
it kind of became a monopoly. So you as a consumer, how many choices do you have? You don't have a lot. So most people, when you don't have a lot of options, what happens to the price? It's controlled really well. Right?
They can run it anywhere.
Yeah, you can't go
They
anywhere. And
want.
think about car insurance, right? There was some rule changes in 2009 where insurance policies mandatory started exchanging data between themselves. Let's say Bean got into an accident, God forbid. Well, now they exchange that data freely between insurance companies. Why? Because it gives them competitive pricing, so they don't take on risk from Mr. Bean. And it's usually against the consumer. So how do you relate that to an auction? Well, if the auction is not offering a lot of price, how are you going to find a advantageous price?
I
I
see.
mean, it's difficult. And when you think about this, right? Did they find advantageous price here? It seems like they did. And look what happened. I'm just highlighting this here because these are most
Yeah.
likely single
Rejected.
prints. And then you went, every time you went below the first sig, what happened?
Got rejected.
He got rejected. So somebody in this, basically the short-term traders are finding two-sided activity. As soon as they drop, you get these responsible buyers coming in, and there's not many institutional buyers that are interested right now in here.
Mm.
On the break of this, the game changes. Okay. So when
Yeah.
you're looking at auction, you want to pay attention to how wide the balance is. Compare, last year, September, and the year before that September. There's something about September that offers a really wide range. What else?
Shorty, question. It is your CPOC happen to be at 45.15 by any chance?
Yep.
Awesome.
There's one more, and I want to see who catches it. Let me give you a clue.
September POCs at 45.12.50.
Yep, just focus on this. Don't forget about monthlies, nothing. What else here?
Yeah,
You guys
September.
remember when we talked about when you have a 3-day or more than 2-day balance? Pay attention how many value area highs are above the first sig, how many value area lows are below the first sig. You guys recall that?
No,
No,
I don't.
No.
Well,
but you have all the value area highs below the first sig.
No,
so
you have one. You have
only have
one above and one
Oh
below.
yeah, you have one above. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yep. So you have one here, and then value area low is here, and then you have, I would say, you're deviating more right now to a pretty good balance. They're not tipping your hand to tell you, because if you had a little bit more value being built on the lower end, what would that tell you? They're accepting prices lower.
Yeah. Bearish.
That turns into to be a little bit of bearish, right? And then here, you guys saw today, they spiked this at 3:30. I would say this spike, I think we were trading live, and I mentioned I would not be surprised if we see a spike here.
Mhm.
And they pumped it right all the way to was
Yeah.
on NQ it was 906, I believe. We were trading NQ and they pumped it to 906, so it's probably identical chart in terms of the spike. But tomorrow it's important to see, if we open below this POC, I would say right here, 45.22, I would take these 7 points and I would size up. And that could be my one and done. I mean, if I take 10 contracts on 7 points, I'm done. There's
They
no
got.
reason to trade more.
They have 5 Fed talking tomorrow.
Oh, on Friday? That's great.
Five.
On
For
Friday?
Thanksgiving.
Shorty, please, can you repeat
Wow.
that again? About the POC?
Below this 22 here, I will
Yeah.
be short. And
Okay.
I'm gonna look to be done quickly tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Because, holidays are coming. What do you expect to see from volume the next week?
Increase.
Die.
I'm
Completely
not
die.
giving you advice, but I've traded before for a while. Next week might be a good learning week. Go find a really good book. I'll recommend you guys, but read a book instead of trading. Look at the charts. Apply your knowledge just on the chart. Do not put your money at risk next week. It's much better to just not trade next week.
I think you just said it. Like nothing gonna work, right?
It's gonna be
Or sell
difficult.
calls.
Or sell or iron condors might work pretty good. Usually they're bullish, but they're not bullish the way you think they will be bullish, like up. They typically just grind like this little section right here. So, and the last piece here, you want to compare how our value area highs inside this range. Are we, are we making higher highs? Are we making lower highs, lower lows? That's something you want to pay attention to, because right here, when we had the recent pump here, what do you notice here?
Making higher highs.
The value area keep moving up.
Yeah, the value
You had
area.
a megaphone pattern forming basically because it
Pretty
dripped
much,
down
yeah.
and up.
Yep, you have it. This is what he's talking about.
Yep.
You have something like this, but you see them holding, right? And they're shifting. You had this POC here. They rejected it. It's almost like a little trap. But then you see quickly value area low reclaimed higher.
Yep.
Higher low, higher low, higher low, equal highs, higher highs. And then they had this crazy day here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say pay attention to them, because they can reveal the intentions, right? If the prices are being accepted higher, that's good, because the purpose of us seeking prices higher is why. Why do we go higher?
To
Searching for value,
to-
new value.
To stop the buying.
To stop the
Yeah.
buying.
Yeah.
And if you look now, right, we're gonna go to the last piece of the analysis. I want you guys to think now, right? This is what you need to think during the day when you see those TPO periods coming in. Are they making lower highs? Are they framing down higher? And then the key pieces are right now. Let me make sure the settings are good. Yeah. I'm just gonna hide this for now. Okay. So now if you look, we have up, I would say excess low here, right? That's gonna be, I would say that's gonna be big to know in this period here. They obviously came in here and they played and they defended, somebody stepped in. So not a bad level to know, and we know that they're single prints here, so they can do a lot of traps here. This is like their golden setup for traps right here. If they drop below here and they reclaim this is not a bad long, even if it's a Thanksgiving night. I would buy one trap here, because there's a high chance that turkey's gonna run. I'm telling you, if they do this, they're gonna break the highs. They're gonna run to 4,600. We want to see this. Okay. On the top, if you guys look, let me just stop this marker because it drives me crazy. If you guys look at the top, what do we see on the top? So here, right, I would say today, right, what do you have at the top?
on the ES looks like they have a
Unfair.
unfair high too.
Yeah, it's unfair high right
Yeah.
there. What about the day prior?
That's a poor high for sure.
It's a poor high.
This is a poor high, right? And then you see the D period, the equal C period. They basically said, who wants it? And then they're like, oh, hot potato, I don't want it. I don't want it. And boom, nobody won that auction, right? So that's something that they can break, right? So if they break the high, let's say they break this 3-day value area high, where do you think they will go? I want you to start creating a bias for yourself and a model. When I say model, I'm not creating a strategy of trading model, but model of the bias. Like, where do we go if we break 45.26?
Give me a second.
The high of that range.
There's a high chance you're gonna, of course, hit this level because this is gonna be the magnet. Would I personally go, long here, knowing that there was negative 16K delta that showed up at 345 today? Probably not, right? I want to see them, how they respond here. If they peak above and fail, I'm short. If they clean this area, where's the next level? What is the next level?
The top of the range.
August value high.
It's most likely going to be 45.36 quickly.
Oh,
And that's
Yeah,
because
the
it's a
poor
poor
high.
high. Because
Yeah,
the poor
I
high
think
is going to attract
Yeah.
the price
Mhm.
to be resolved. We need this unfinished business to be finished. And that's why, you know, I'm teaching you guys the poor highs and poor lows and the meaning of them. They become magnet for them to resolve it. So if you're able to, you know, some people, the way they play it is they don't care anything else, but they're like, you know, I would say if you were to talk to Peter, you'd be like, okay, we broke the PDH here. Well, we have a poor high from day prior and we're in a D shape. High chance you're going to resolve that poor high. And do you remember, do we resolve poor highs quicker in trend days or D shapes, meaning balance days?
Trend
bounce
days.
trend
Trend
days.
days.
Well,
Think
trend
don't
days
logically.
know.
leave.
Um.
Trend days leave a lot of skinny
So-
belly. Skinny.
So if you have a trend day,
Mm.
let's say we started here, this is the bottom. And we have a P shape here. And you have, let's say you have an unfinished auction here somehow. You consolidated and you popped. And now you're here.
Mhm.
Or you have a profile that looks like this. And this is a poor high and this is a poor low. This is your POC and you're closed here. Which one has a higher chance that you're going to fix this poor low here? Or that you might fix the poor high or the poor low here?
The second one.
The D shape, guys. The D shapes will always carry more weight to resolve the next day.
Oh,
And
okay.
especially if that poor high or poor low was caused within the last 30 minutes. Because the market has a really good memory on the last 30 minutes. Okay.
So chances are we're going to visit the high and the low of today.
Well, I would say that there's only one poor high at the top here.
Shorty, I have a
Well,
This is
question.
we have a
this-
poor low. I'm sorry. We have
This is a
we
poor
got
high.
single prints on the bottom,
Yeah.
and
well,
I have single prints on
prints,
the top.
you have single prints here. I said if you
Yeah.
break the higher
I'm sorry.
here,
Sorry. Yeah.
if you break this is what you're targeting.
Right.
I know
And
where
so-
you're going,
Shorty, I
but
have
that
a-
would mean that somebody got absorbed here. That means that this other time frame seller is absorbed if you're able to crack it, right?
Mm.
That means we would knock him out of the water.
Shorty, I have a question. When it comes to single prints, does that mean that if you break that, most likely you're gonna go fast? In other words, if you break the top, you're gonna fly through there, or
There's
like
a
for
high
instance,
chance you're gonna visit the next point of interest, and in our case, the point of interest would be a prior day poor high.
yeah, 'cause I'm looking at Tuesday, that at the bottom there, I
This
have
one?
my
Tuesday, I believe, was here, right?
the bottom is at 44.98. So if we break that, we're gonna go all the way to the bottom, correct?
There's
On
a
the
high
next
chance
level?
of us filling that, correct?
Okay.
This
Okay.
was all emotional buying, and you see the buying did not yield.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't yield
So
much.
if we're coming down and we break that, we're flying through.
I would say there's a high chance you're gonna come back and visit this.
Fill the entire gap. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
would say I hit the CPOC in this. Yeah, you're gonna hit this within 30 minutes.
So, Shorty, I'm sorry. I missed. What is that yellow band area that
Which
you've
one,
got
sorry?
up there?
The top.
Not the large one. The one right below it. Up all the very top. If you go to the very top.
1 second. I just have to get rid of this marker.
And when we're looking
Okay,
at
so I know that one. Hold on here. This middle, this one. Okay, I guess it's around 30, 45, 30, that area.
Oh, this one here was just the level that we had, right? So we had the value area high of Tuesday. We had the 45.2875, right? And then you had,
But I don't see a high. I mean, I don't see a single prints there.
it's not single prints. I was drawing a
Oh.
range of multiple levels. So let me show
Okay,
you.
sorry. All right. Okay, never mind. I was thinking.
No.
Yeah, sorry. Thinking.
So look, now when I turn on the volume profile,
Got it. Okay, you were looking
there's
at volume nodes. Okay.
looking at volume nodes, there was that, and then if you look here, what is the value area high here on TPO? 45.30 and a quarter, right? So why would I initiate any longs here when it can be within 2 points that you smack me down?
Got it.
So
Okay.
I just drew myself a zone, so I know where it can fly and where it slow down and where I don't want to trade. And this one here is just if I go on RTH.
Yeah, that was my question. Do we always want to look at this on RTH or ET?
TPO and always on RTH. Remember, we don't care about time. That's not really, they can
Okay.
spend a lot of time during 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. in an area, and
Gotcha.
TPOs would be heavy, right? So if you go here, because it's based on time, like if you see here, right, we spent a lot of time, I guess, at this level today, 45.16, right? If you look prior day here, you spent a lot of time at 45.22. That might not be true if you go to RTH, right? Because RTH has a little bit more volume, a little bit more, I would say, influence to the global markets than overnight sessions.
Okay.
So, Shorty, quick question regarding the poor high.
Mm-hmm.
What about if we visit that during the extended hours?
I don't care for it.
Okay, so regardless if it's cash session or extended.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Personally, I don't. I want to see the real cash, real liquidities come in and test it.
All right.
What they like to do during ETH is that, if you think about it, if they see an opportunity to do that and make you believe it's resolved, and then comes a big boy from that, right? Poor high, and somebody wins that auction. Well, it's different than if somebody comes in with 2 contracts. What about the guy that offloaded 16,000 contracts? You're not going to trade 16,000 contracts after hours on one trade. Never. I have never seen that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right. It's a lot of money. Notional value, and that is pretty fucking insane. Okay. So below 45.22, you look at here, you have a high volume node that you can look for. You will have PD value area high at 20. Once you crack this, I would think they have no interest but to go to the 3-day POC. I think it's going to be the magnet for it. Below the 3-day POC, I mean, it's giving about 7 points in between, right? If you guys look 22, 15, 8, almost perfect 7 points distribution of it. If ideally, I want them to go above this level and fail. And I will, if it happens, here before I fall asleep, I'll place some orders, probably stop sells to catch that, because this could go overnight. And does anyone have an idea what time are the speakers?
Oh yeah, they're all. Hold on one sec. Okay, so the speakers are coming in at.
Oh, Germany speaks
5:45. Okay, so it's 8:45 your time. You have Barr. 8:45 you have Collins. 9:45 you got Goolsby. Then Fed Daily speech at 10. 10:15 more Collins again, and then I guess it's 1 o'clock is your Baker Hughes oil rig.
Is it
Yeah.
PPI tomorrow?
That's Canada. Like you select too many countries.
Yeah,
Oh,
Canadian PPI.
Oh,
But US, you can go on the top.
That only affects KSSN.
Yeah, man, what the hell did I do?
Do it again. Click
Yeah,
the country
Do
flag.
it again, and only
And up there,
select United
yep.
States.
Oh my god! Oh,
Yeah,
Come on.
you're good. now.
It's a recent update.
That's a horrible fucking update. But is this why Dumpsty looks at car registrations in Italy? Poor guy. he doesn't
Probably.
know about this.
Probably.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, that is.
You got the ECB speaking also at 10 o'clock.
Wow.
I don't know if that's going to affect us or not.
Yeah, tomorrow might be a little bit of fireworks in the morning.
Oh, you got ECB talking all over the place.
Yeah, so I would watch this. I mean, on the upside, we really need to. I would say if we clear 45.30, August, the value area high was at 45.25, I believe, and we had the
45, 25.
Yeah, so
25.
if that's your first sign, we need to hold it. If we
Okay.
can't hold it and we regain, let's say we lose it, then most likely we hit 15. If we go above this 30 here, I would say that you're most likely going to be hitting this. High chance you're going to be hitting 45, 41. So wherever that poor high
Yeah,
is.
that's that 9/11 weekly value area high.
Yeah. So I would definitely think this is doable. You can hit this and then ultimately go here 45 and then you have 67, I believe, 66. I would not be interested in even day trading in this area. I'm giving up 21 points and I think I'll live another day. Okay.
That's above what number up there, Shorty?
You have 45 and 66 September value area high, and then you have July VPOC
Yeah.
at 86.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
All right. And do you guys prefer a class Saturday or Sunday? Just I know some of you might be traveling, or is it better? I'm trying to figure out when do we do the third segment of the market profile so we can recap the first two so people can catch up. The third segment will help you guys with understanding the types of openings we have. So you'll be able to understand the basics of TPO, some of the, I would say even the language of market profile. Then we talked about, the last class we covered a little bit of a TPO count. I don't use TPO counts. There are traders that strictly use TPO counts. I don't. I don't care. I mean, it's good to see it sometimes if you're in a huge bracket. Usually the way people use TPO counts is if you're in a bracketed market and you want to see where the long-term traders are initiating. That's when you use TPO counts. You do not want to use TPO counts in a trending market. I've never seen anyone do that. Right. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard you say that the other day.
So, and then the last piece, we'll cover more opening types and then kind of, the whole game of TPO, if you're to summarize it, is to know when the long-term trader entered.
Hmm.
And that pretty much, and then you are able to, access lows and highs. They're indication of somebody else big entering because they're the only people that can move the price in such a short period of time, up or down. So that's the whole point of why we care for TPOs a lot. Okay. So
Shorty, is 902 on NASDAQ still a level, that July value high that you think could get a 50-point run up? You'd mentioned that prior.
15902.
I think
Did
it
you
was
do-
902. You had you mentioned yesterday, I think it was, that it was a good trade to go up to like 60 or something like
16,
that.
so it'd be 16 and then 16.3 on NQ.
16.
I thought
Can
you were
do it-
saying all the way
can
up to
you do NQ,
60.
please?
Okay.
Hold on, I'm not sure which one because over this 922 here. So if
It
we
was,
go
yeah. I thought it was 902, but I could be wrong.
No,
that
there's
you
a
mentioned
high
before.
volume node there.
Because there's a lot of other stuff there, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, this area is congested that you're talking about. It's pretty heavy right now. It's huge.
There's a high volume node right at 22.
So here's your, and you guys know I'm not a pattern trader, but this looks pretty clean as a diamond top. Looks pretty interesting here. And I've seen these before as well. They played out. Yeah, so you have a poor high here, right? You have a poor high at 908, and then you have a ledge at 906, along with a POC there. And then you have an excess low starting at 808, an excess high at 974. Same concept as I would say ES. So you're in a range and then not much different than what we did there. And you see the value area is tight. When you think about this, right? And I think we put that in a PowerPoint. You peak above and you come back inside the value. You peak above here. That means that you canceled out this seller and this buyer canceled out. We continue here. So might not be a bad idea if they do auction to about 40 here. And I know there was Delta today at 40. There's one at 47 as well. So if they do come back, lose this POC, can you short this for 30 points? Oh yeah. Would I look to short here? Probably not until we break this, I would say low here.
That the PDPLC if they lose it, Shorty?
I'm not on volume. I'm on TPOs, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm on time.
868.
Let me turn it on.
That's where I have mine at. RTH. 15868.
Yeah, I mean, this is value area high. Yeah, I'll be interested below this POC if I was to trade. Does anyone see more than one reason why? What if I extend this right here?
Yeah, same.
It'd be a double X POC, I mean, and you're most likely gonna have exactly that. You guys remember this level today?
Yeah, it keep going in this level, up and down, up and down. Yeah, we made so many trades out of this.
874 was pretty good level.
The 77.5.
Yeah, I think I have at least 7 entries on that today.
Yeah.
But definitely I would watch this level here. You know, for me, if you lose this level, I would probably draw a tiny little box right below this just because of this. You lose this little area right here. The odds of us visiting this area right here are super duper high. Right, and then you see here you have, we had a virgin POC and look what they did today at 907. They came in right at 330 and tapped it. So now I would say if you want to be bullish on NQ, what level do you have to go off?
Take
Over
out
that
907.
POC.
You just have to take 915 out and you're gonna run like crazy all the way to 958. I wouldn't initiate, you know, along inside this box where the POC and where the first sig
And
is.
very high. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a no-no. You do not want to initiate. Remember, you don't want to be by yourself discovering price on something. Right? Or if you like to do that for a test, go to dealer, pretend you're crazy and just record it for fun. And when he tells you that Tesla's 30, just tell him, no, man, you have to take 60,000 for it. See what he tells you, right?
Are you crazy?
Same concept here, guys. The idea is you want others to do this for you. And then when they come back from the upper side, you want these guys to offer protection and bid it for you. Okay, but until then, you're not doing that, and most likely we're gonna hit 74 here overnight. Pretty certain of that.
Yeah, we wanted at the end, but they didn't give us.
Oh, they will give it.
Floor. You mean
The 74? The
Yeah.
874. Yeah. We shorted at the around 06, 906, and
Yeah.
looking for 74, but
They didn't
only
get
gets to 80 something. Yeah.
They didn't get there, but it will get there. It's gonna get there before we finish this watch list.
That's a developing POC.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys had a informative session. I'll be live tomorrow. I'll start in the morning and we'll trade till they give us a reason not to trade. And we'll go from there.
Thank you, Shorty. Have a good night.
Right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
You guys didn't answer Saturday or Sunday or next week or what works for market profile. I know you guys might have travel and I don't want to interfere. But
Sunday we
can do a vote.
say it again. Yeah, let's do a vote. I'll post it.
I'm flexible.
Hey, did you guys put off the topic? Remember the Halloween thing?
I have to check. I think Crockett's posted. I asked him to post something.
Yeah. Did anybody win that?
Yeah, he announced there were like 3 people.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, he did? I have to see the people.
Yeah, I never saw.
Yeah, but I think there are 2 already like lifetime members, and then they shortly discuss about like give it to someone else. I don't know.
But that's okay. Whoever wins, not a big deal.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, get you guys tomorrow. I'm actually gonna go to sleep because last night was
Hey,
disaster.
Shorty,
How's your boy
I was
doing,
wondering,
man?
did those guys get your tapes recorded yet? Or did they? I know
well,
you were having an
they
issue, right?
They have one tape that they're telling me that I ripped the tape. And I said, no, that's not. I don't know how you guys are gonna tape it back, and they say it's not tapeable. To put it back, but they ripped one of the tapes. I'll send you a picture.
That's a bummer.
How's your boy doing, Shorty?
So let me show you here. Actually, right
They
here.
can splice tapes.
I don't know, right? That's what
It misses some of the stuff when the
voice.
tape is cut.
And I don't mind that, but
Yeah.
that's where we are, and they got their, they got their bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, they can just cut that tape and splice it. So I guess
that all
maybe
the
they don't
time.
know about it. My dad used to do that all the time.
Or people in the Discord that are 20. That's called a cassette tape.
All right, the 8-track.
We used to have Walkmans walk around with this.
My dad had reel to reel.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
I've never seen that.
We had a reel to reel
Those
player
were
at
the
home.
best back then, man.
He could do like 8 hours
Yeah.
or something like that on a reel. Yeah.
Hey, Shorty, is your boy feeling better?
He's sleeping, which is good, man.
Yeah, that's good.
He gained the energy. He kept losing balance yesterday as well. So usually he's
That's not
energetic as it gets, and like he would stand and he would lose balance.
Yeah, that's not good.
So
Ear
it
infection.
was, yeah, that's what we thought. Like, was it vertigo or whatever it's called? And so they gave him antibiotics today. He doesn't have any ear infections, but they put him in antibiotics. So
Good.
but he's sleeping, so that's good, and that's what
Yeah,
Mom
that's
and Dad
good
are
news.
about to do.
Is he the ninja or the tiger?
This is the ninja.
That's
The
the ninja.
He does not stop.
When the ninja's sleeping, it's all good.
Well, considering that he's sick, I'll give you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so look where I found him when I blew the leaves earlier today.
Oh my God.
I'm like, where is this?
And he's
child?
sick? And he's sick?
Oh my
And he's
gosh,
doing this?
so
Yeah.
cute.
He is sick and he is in his diaper in the
Look at
middle of
his
the leaf pile.
Good.
Jeez.
Oh shit, man, that kid is wild, bro.
I'm telling
He's
you.
adorable.
And I love how you got the shoe off the side. He's barefoot.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god, bro.
jumping out of the swimming pool, man.
Don't you wonder sometimes? Well, why does he do that?
Oh, I just let him. I don't give him any
Look at
value.
him. Look at his face. It's like he's having fun, man.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
he didn't let me blow it. You see the back of the goal? It's all leaves. I was blowing it, and he's like, "No, no,
Yeah,
I'll just leave the file here. Go ahead."
that is great, man.
Oh, he's cute.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good night. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Okay,
you too.
Shorty,
Yep.
thank you,
Shorty.
man.
Thanks, Shorty.
Night, everybody.
That
Good night.
kid got your face, bro. Looks just like Shorty. Hey, good night, guys. That